Hello, everyone. A very good morning to you if you are joining from Europe, and a very good afternoon to you if you are joining from Asia, and a very good evening to you if you are joining from Australia. So, today we are excited to begin the session on cross-faculty dialogue phase individual presentation round 3. And today we have a good balance of Asia and Europe. We have speakers from Hungary and speakers from Vietnam. And we are really looking forward to learning more about the institutional status and our speakers' views on teacher education, teacher AI in the context of teacher education. So as usual, we will have the first speaker introduction. And then since today we have two institutions presenting, in total, they will have 35 minutes of presentation. So each institution with two speakers, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then and the rest for the other speakers. And then we will have the question and answer session as well. And then, of course, we'll share with you what to expect next. So first of all, we will reminder about the questions that we are approaching for these individual presentations. So the first question is about how does your institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI? And for this one, we are expecting an institutional presentation because, of course, if multiple speakers are coming from one institution, the institutional status is still the same. So we invited you to introduce this question together collectively. And then the second one, of course, carries some individual perspectives. And for this one, you can share your individual perspectives separately. And this one on what specific aspects of AI do you consider most crucial to address in teacher education at this moment? So now let me quickly introduce our speakers for today. So from Asia, we have Dr. Duong Huang Le. He is currently the Vice President of Social Science and Humanities at Vietnam National University in Ho Chi Minh City. And together with him, we also have his colleague, Dr. Can Mai Wong. She's a senior lecturer at the same university in Vietnam. And then from Europe, we have Dr. Rekha Kishne Zamboski. And she is currently the Associate Professor and Deputy Dean for Science and International Affairs at the University of Sopron. And from the same university, we also have Dr. Laura Shinoros-Sabo and Dr. Ariana Ilona Kitzinger. So the way we'll start today's presentation is with Europe, because during last session, we started with Asia and we only had Asian speakers. So today we will begin with our European speakers. So first of all, we will invite Dr. Laura, then Dr. Ariana, and then for the collective Q&A on our presentation from Hungary, we will have a question and answer session together with all three speakers. So let me now quickly share about the responder sign-up sheet. So if you remember, I sent you a couple of emails to have a better peer-to-peer engagement and to support learning from each other through question and answer session better. We created this sign-up sheet where you can sign up to be a responder of a presentation of your choice. And please avoid the same day when you are presenting to be a responder so that you can have more thoughtful time in terms of responding without worrying about your presentation, of course. So now let me invite our first speaker for today, Dr. Laura Shinoros-Sabo from the University of Sopron, Hungary. Laura, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then the floor is yours.
First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And I'll share my screen. All right, so we're very happy to welcome everybody on behalf of the University of Sopron from Hungary. Our university is located in a very beautiful town in the western part of Hungary. And its location is very unique. We can call it strategic because it's very close to the Austrian border, to the Slovakian border, and it's not far from Budapest. And because of its location, it has a very diverse cultural life. Also in the architecture, you can find Hungarian and Western European elements. It is a very, very safe city. So you can enjoy the daily life as a student or as a guest lecturer. You can travel around, look for cultural programs without worrying. Also, our university is a green university, and our university is the only one in Hungary that offers forestry and wood industry trainings. And also we have world-class education in economics and of course in pedagogy. As I mentioned, we are a green university, so sustainability is very important to us. And also, if you like hiking in the mountains, in the hills, because we are located in the Alps, you can find a lot of opportunities for outdoor activities as well. So regarding the level of life, while we are very close to major European cities and we are located in Central Europe, the standard of living is lower, so the living costs are affordable in Hungary, and we have dormitories for our students and for our guest lecturers. So I would like to mention something very special about the University of Sopron. It is a green university, and for each of its first year students, the University of Sopron plants a new sampling in and around Sopron. So no wonder there are a lot of trees around the city. So the Green Metric University World University rankings, right now we rank at the 130th place, but we improving very fast. And in this ranking, there are more than 1,000 universities altogether. If you look at the numbers, so we have 3,000 students. We have in one campus. We offer 3 bachelor programs in English, 5 master programs in English. We have 3 PhD schools. The campus is in a beautiful botanical garden. We have 4 faculties and 1 forestry research institute. So we are a small university, very compact, with a very good quality. The 4 faculties of the university is the Faculty of Economics, the Faculty of Pedagogy, Forestry, Wood Engineering, and Creative Industries. And we offer a Master in Educational Sciences at the Faculty of Pedagogy. Now, if you look at what's happening in the field of artificial intelligence at the University of Sopron, we use artificial intelligence in teaching and learning, in research. We also offer courses on artificial intelligence, and we have a project based on artificial intelligence. In teaching and learning, we mainly use generative artificial intelligence for creation of abstract studies, presentation, language learning and translations, grammar corrections, avoiding word repetition. We create figures, images, and videos to explain specific fields. We create diagrams and graphs with the help of artificial intelligence. We use it to personalize tasks for students. Plagiarism search, we use it for programming, helping students programming. We use it for communication, and one very important and interesting use of artificial intelligence was developed by an MA student of our university, an educational scientist. It can be used for diagnosing autism spectrum disorder based on children's drawings with the help of artificial intelligence. In research, we use artificial intelligence for classification of satellite and aerial photographs, tree species mapping, point cloud classification, object extraction, machine vision, recognition of trees, trunks, and foliage. We have self-driving robots in forests. We use it for optimization tasks and research literature review. The course that's based on artificial intelligence that's at the bachelor and master level is business informatics. And the project where we use artificial intelligence is based on data. We have a lot of data, but we use it so far only for data processing purposes. By analyzing data, we can reveal trends, and based on the trends, we can identify clear actions for the university. And we would like to use all the students' data to make students more successful in trainings and in mobility. This project is still ongoing. And what we would like to offer for a collaboration is an artificial intelligence education methodology platform. Now we are setting up a digital pedagogy methodological center at the University of Sopron. And here we can offer a platform for AI education methodologies. Here, this would be a transnational platform where we can collect best practices of the use of artificial intelligence in teaching and learning from students and educators. Here we can analyze needs, we can collect feedbacks on artificial intelligence in teaching and learning. And this can be used to different educational contexts and levels. And we would look for partners to create the platform, to decide on the different characteristics of the platforms, the use. So we would develop the platform in transnational collaboration, and then, of course, for operation later on. That's from my side. Thank you very much, and I give the floor to Ariana.
Thank you so much, Laura. And now let's invite our next speaker, Dr. Ariana Ilona Kritzinger.
Right. So I'd just like to go on with what Laura has said recently, and trying to answer the second question: which specific aspects of artificial intelligence do you consider most crucial to addressing teacher education at this moment? What I'm trying to focus on is AI in applied linguistics, because I'm a linguist, more exactly an applied linguist who deals with educational linguistics and sociolinguistics. And I'd like to tell you something about the content, what I'm going to talk about today, something about AI and linguistics. Also, I'd like to introduce shortly in our kindergarten program at teacher training, and then I've also made recently a mini survey simply because I was curious to know what students know about artificial intelligence in language learning. And then I'd also just like Laura our path will meet in the end, and then we'll have some recommendations for further collaboration. So I did some research into what AI and what is linguistic AI. So what I found is actually that it enables computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. And what is it based on? It's based on natural language processing, natural language generation, and also linguistics and other fields. And it does it in a way that it understands and transforms content And besides, it also generates new content, which is quite crucial for us in this way. Then what I concluded is that there's theoretical linguistics, which means that we our data and our operations are based on theoretical linguistics. I mean the research results of the linguistic theories. Then they are usually a kind of a product, usually a kind of business product, which we're going to use in applied linguistics, in our case, in educational linguistics. And then we'll have to know that AI will be the most important tool for redistributing power in the 21st century, and soon all technology will be AI-based, which is very important in our applied linguistics field as well. Yes, just as a kind of new fact, I'd like to show you that, as Laura has mentioned, we have different programs in English, and one of the parts is English in the Kindergarten program, which is based on linguistic research in bilingualism, sociolinguistics, and educational linguistics, and we use a special method that is based on learning versus acquisition, because in our case it's very important to differentiate the two. And we also teach some very special subjects, for instance, bilingualism, methodology in the kindergarten, children's literature, intercultural studies, English for academic purposes, and they are all involved in special kindergarten practice because we have our kindergartens practicing kindergarten, affiliated kindergartens with the university. And then as kind of value, we say that we want to give an early chance for children to learn a foreign language, and also do it via playful method. Via different methods. For instance, one of them is learning by doing. And then what other values do we have? I think that the program has other values like expanding international relations, then study visits abroad, and also we have lots of theses which are based on bilingualism and sociolingualism and kindergarten language development. Then, as I've mentioned, I've done a mini survey. I wouldn't call it research, but a mini survey on language learning programs here at our faculty, at the Benedict Faculty of Pedagogy. And the sample was taken from the 29 students of English in the kindergarten program, whose mother tongue, whose first language is Hungarian. There was a kind of mixed method analysis. I tried to use both quantitative and qualitative methods within a frame of a questionnaire. And there were different questions. I'm going to show them in a minute. So the major question was actually simply that I was quite curious to know that what do students of English in the kindergarten program know about online language learning programs. I deliberately didn't use the expression AI because I didn't want to influence students. So generally, I wanted to know what they know about online programs. And then we will see the answers in a minute. So let's see the findings and with some discussion. First of all, I asked them what kind of languages they've learned so far. And then you can see, mostly English, German, and some other languages like Italian, Spanish, Croatian, Slovenian, Russian, and other Korean. Yeah, I think that there's a student who's very much interested in Korean culture. And I also asked Norwegian, Slovenian, because our students spent a semester in these countries within the frame of Erasmus grant studentship. And then I also asked them whether they are planning to learn a new foreign language soon. And then most of them answered yes. So it means that there's a kind of a wide range of languages and also most students want to learn a foreign language, which I concluded, and there's for discussion, that language learners will be interested in modern methods of language learning, and AI is also an option. Yeah, that was a question why I hadn't asked about AI before, because I had this hypothesis that not each student know exactly that they are actually using AI while applying a language learning program. So learners cannot always judge, cannot always decide if they're using AI or not. So you can see the orange area, 11.8% of the students who actually don't know whether they are using AI or not. And I think that it might be an interesting point in our discussion. I also asked them what kind of language teaching programs they know, and then yeah, Duolingo became the first, and I suppose that it is based on good marketing of this program. But of course, we need much extended and deeper analysis of the data, and also much more refined questions as well. Also, I asked them what kind of other language learning programs they know. And then they mentioned the ones you can see on the screen. And you have to know, as Laura has already mentioned, that we're very close to 6 kilometers from the Austrian border. So German is very important for us. And then you can see the German Linduo HD. It shows the language preferences in Hungary. And then I think that it is also worth discussing it and researching it in other countries as well. Well, I also asked them, because this is not absolutely connected to language learning. So I also asked them about dictionary translating and correction programs. And the results showed me that, yeah, Glosberdiepel, I could talk quite a bit about them, but I'm not going to today. Grammarly shows that it became the first one. It shows me that students really require language accuracy, and they want kind of help to be corrected as well, because they feel that their language command is simply needs correction. Then I also asked them what they expect from a good language teaching program. And first became that it should be well structured. Also, I asked about the development of vocabulary, speech production, and communicational skills, as you can see. And also, well structuredness means to me that also learning plays a very important part besides acquisition. At this age, our students are about 20, in the early 20s. So I think that if we speak about language teaching programs, and also about any kind of a project that should be very well structured, so that that could be tangible, and that could be transparent as well for students as well. Okay, so I also asked them whether they would hire a virtual teacher, and yes, most of them said no, and the major reason was that because virtual teachers is quite impersonal. There were also some other remarks about virtual teachers, like face-to-face communication was missing, and there's a different relationship between a virtual teacher and student than between a real teacher and student. So I concluded that this impersonality, which appeared in several answers, it means a kind of a tentative approach to virtual teachers. So students are quite dubious about the usefulness of virtual teachers in 2024. Also, I asked some open questions. How do you think language learning programs will develop in the next 10 years? Students think that accents and track mouth movement will be better, and there will be wider vocabulary, and also, yeah, some of them wrote that these programs will be more accurate and more precise and more complex. And also in the very last remark, you can see that speech recognition programs and artificial intelligence programs will appear. So I think that everything will go to this direction of AI. But what is really important for students is punctuality, practicability, and usefulness. There were also some other comments which focused on the equilibrium of the virtual world and the teachers. And they also predicted that this equilibrium will be shaken in the near future. And also some other remarks were given about help, about cost. That is also very important for students. And then they objected that these programs still use two simple forms. So I concluded from this very short survey, I concluded that there's a kind of research limit as well, because you know that the sample wasn't extended enough. And then extended aspects, deeper approach and exploitation of data are needed. And that would also be a good idea to have some comparisons between countries, which I do hope that we'll manage to do in the frame of this program. And then there's a question of languages which are more or less widespread according to different regions. And there should be some recommendations for the improvement of the programs as well. And the last slide shows some recommendations. I'd like to join Laura in this case again. Then the theme could be, so we could work together on the topic on AI in teacher training, and which means applied linguistics, or more precisely educational linguistics. We can also form some common platforms, and also deal with both the theoretical and practical part of this topic. And I would recommend some research, to do some research together, also in the frame of joint publications. And then, as also Laura has mentioned, some good practices, a kind of collection about the research results. So thank you very much for attention. And as tutte le strade portano a Roma, instead of that, I think that all roads lead to Sopron. So you're very much welcome in our city. And so I just like to show you the references, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ariana. And now, for our colleagues from the University of Sopron, let's also invite to the team Dr. Rekha Kishne-Zambotsky and open the floor for question and answer session. First of all, some very quick comments on your presentation. I really love that you integrated the ongoing research in your presentation, Ariana. And when you were talking about how some of the students, they don't know, they actually use AI, but they don't know, that was interesting. We have conducted a similar survey for our school collaboration participants, where they mentioned, for example, we asked, do you use AI tools? And would you like, mention some of the tools you use? And they mentioned tools that are actually not AI tools. So they think they are using AI, but actually they are not. So it was very interesting for us to also understand what teachers know about AI in education. So I see that some participants have questions in the chat box. So Nahid from Bangladesh, he's raising some questions. I have some questions as well, but I would like to give the opportunity to our participants first. So who would like to go first? Perhaps we can already start with the question in chat box. Nahid, would you like to raise the question in the group?
I mean, should I ask the question? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Should I repeat this question that I wrote in the chat box?
Yes, because some of the participants, they might not have,
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I missed your point. Thank you, Jyoti, for giving me the opportunity. I'd like to know particularly from Laura, because I came to learn a number of good practices with the integration of AI tools. But people often start talking about the negative impact of AI as well. So I'd like to know from her, what are the potential challenges do you face while integrating AI into your instruction, and how are you planning to overcome? And I'd like to know this question because, in our country, we haven't started yet, but if we are aware of the challenges, then we'll be more careful. Thank you.
I'll start and then my colleagues can come in. So I was using artificial intelligence from the university level, so not just the faculty level. And for me, it was also very striking that how much we don't know about each other, about the other faculties, what they do and how they use artificial intelligence. So from the university perspective, I think the most important is to raise awareness on using artificial intelligence in general. And the other thing is that also connects to my suggestion for collaboration is to creating a platform for artificial intelligence usage, because there are a lot of things ongoing at the university, we just don't know about it. So it's very important that we have a common platform where we can share what faculties and research institutes and projects do, so we can also find the synergies and find ways to collaborate and build on each other's findings. So these are the most two important things from my understanding, is that raising awareness on using artificial intelligence, learning about each other's best practices, and creating a common platform for the university.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Nahid. Any more questions from the participants?
Or maybe Rika and Ariana would like
Yes.
to also to comment on this one.
Of course.
I think that, well, thank you very much for the question. And actually, honestly, I think that this is a kind of new thing for us as well, to answer these challenges and to solve these questions and problems. But you can also see that this is a kind of I wanted to do this this kind of survey or mini research to know something generally about students' attitude and approach. And I think that together with the students, I'd like to emphasize the collaboration with the students as well, because I think that it's crucial for us to see their opinion. And then if we want to develop anything, I think that it won't work without the students. So I'd like to stress this point, that this is something also new for them, and also new for us. And I think that there's a great potential in language learning and teacher training as well. Thank you.
Only I would add some new aspects, because I don't want to repeat Laura's words and Laura's thoughts. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting us to this project. Thank you. This is a very great honor for us, and thank you for my brilliant colleagues to have all the presentations. Thank you for your work. And I would like to point out three main factors of the burning points of this topic of using artificial intelligence in education. So first is train the trainers. So this is very important to have the information, have the skills and knowledge about how to teach with AI or by AI. The second one is a technical background, because I think we have not really well equipped rooms, classrooms, or labors or something like this. So we would like to develop the technical or IT background. We applied for several IT projects, and some of them were successful. So I hope we will have the chance to develop this kind of IT background. And the third one, what have not mentioned yet, is the ethical consideration. So I think the ethical background of using artificial intelligence would be put into the focus in the near future. So thank you. That would be my additional comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Rika and Ariana. I saw that Sarin you also wanted to speak. Okay, perfect. So you have a question as well.
Thank you. And thank you, Laura, Ariana, and Rekha for your presentation and showing us the beautiful campus of the University of Sopron. I have a question about the research on using AI in the kindergarten level. As we know that for younger children and the use of screen time or technology, they may have some limitation on that. And I would like to know your perspective on using AI for kindergarten, like how to use AI for appropriate use for the kids and also to maintain their good health too.
That is not an easy question to answer, because Hungarian kindergarten teachers are really not prepared or trained for using very much IT in the kindergarten. So first of all, we would like to stress the importance of the topic. Sometimes we go to kindergarten to take lectures, presentations, or give presentations to parents, to kindergarten teachers. So we have to make them open for this topic, because sometimes, or I think many times, children have more information than adults. So that's what adults have to realize or understand, that in some aspects children are well trained than us. But adults or kindergarten teachers are really afraid or scared of this topic. They don't want to use it. So that is our responsibility to make them a little bit sensitive or motivated to use this in the kindergarten. We launch a new program in our faculty, which will be Lego education. Lego, you mean the building bricks? And we connect Lego education with robotics. So maybe that will be the first step for kindergarten teachers to be open for some kind of IT topics, of some kind of topics related to the AI. Okay, it's far. I know it's far from the AI. Lego robotics is not the AI, but this could be the first step of this process, hopefully.
Thank you. I see that Watsatri raised her hand.
Yeah, I would like to share the opinion about the AI and also with the student in the kindergarten. I think almost the same challenge for the Thai teacher in the kindergarten, that they still, like they don't want to use the AI for support the small kid, the little kid. But it's a real challenge for them because the world, keep going, and AI is a part of everything. Even my daughter is in the second year now, still small kid, but she know how to, like search by using the voice, like a voice typing. She know how to search information, but in the same time, but teacher afraid to teach how to use the technology with the small children. So I think this is another challenge for the world of education right now. Like adult afraid to use the AI for the kid, but the kid know how to use AI already at home. Yeah, I think it's a challenge I want to share. Yeah.
Any comments on Watsatri's insight?
I just have
Sorry.
Ariana?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't see ourselves. Yeah, I just like to draw your attention that we are talking about two things. Actually, AI in the kindergarten and AI in teacher training, because I think that they can meet. I mean, the two parts can meet, but still, they're different tools are needed for teacher training, and then something different, of course, in the kindergarten. So first of all, or not first of all, I wouldn't opt for the order of the importance, but I think that it's very important to to give something to our students as well, a kind of food for thought, and raise their awareness of this AI subject. And then, therefore, I think that if we can start it with the students, that would be a good point. So let's talk about teacher training and also the AI in kindergarten. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I also would like to add up to this
Okay.
topic. I think it's a couple of days ago, I read an OECD study on Germany's artificial intelligence education strategy. And it was very interesting to me that they developed their national strategy on artificial intelligence in education already in 2018. So, and it's very interesting now what's happening in Europe and also in Hungary, that now we started to regulate the use of the mobile phones in schools. And that made me think that as we go ahead in time and we know more and more about this, we will develop new standards and new guidelines for the use of artificial intelligence. And this is like a cycle. So University of Sopron, we are just starting raising awareness of artificial intelligence. We're just starting to understand how we would like to use it, what is our institutional approach. And I think that as we go on in time, we will have more understanding and we can develop more standards, guidelines, and also like how to regulate it in our teaching and learning.
Thank you, Laura. I have actually 3 questions. However, looking at the time, I think we need to move on to the next question. However, before ending the session, if we have extra time, then I will raise those if it's okay with you. Thank you so much for introducing your institution's status about AI in education, as well as your own views on the crucial aspects of AI in teacher education. Hopefully today, from your presentation, our participants got a view of what's happening in Hungary, especially at the University of Sopron. So thank you so much for that. Now let's invite our speakers from Asia, from Vietnam, Dr. Dong Lê Huong and Dr. Huang Mai Khan. So Dr. Dong Lê Huong, the floor is yours to share your screen.
All right. Very good afternoon here from Vietnam. Khan and I are sitting here together. So can you hear me, right? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
All right. So thank you. So first of all, thank you so much for the presentation from the Hungarian team. We believe that we have learned a lot from your really impressive initial sharing of your research, the ongoing research on the use and the perspective of a student and teacher in using AI in the classes. So first of all, allow me to share a bit about the context of our university system. We come from Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City, which is a big system of education in the south of Vietnam, including a member institution, including University of Technology, University of Sciences, University of Informatics and Technology, University of Economics and Law, University of Social Sciences and Humanities, which is we are here, University of International University, University of Medical Study and Health Science. So we are not talking about the VNU system as a whole, because altogether we have more than 80,000 students. That would be too much. But we are talking about University of Social Sciences and Humanity. And we strongly believe that in this regard, there will be a lot of things in terms of AI for us to further explore and apply in our majors and discipline. So we were established in 1957, and we aim to be a leading center of for teaching and research in the field of social sciences and humanity, including a number of disciplines. So altogether, we have right now 28 faculties, including foreign languages, of at least 10 or 11 foreign languages, including English, linguistic literature, French, linguistic literature, Russian, and so on. Yeah, Arabian, even Italian, Spanish, not yet Hungarian language. We also have the Chinese language, Korean, Japanese, so on. And we have literature, history, philosophy, psychology, sociology, education, etc. We offer 54 bachelor degree program and 34 master degree program, together with 17 doctoral program. So I am not going to stay long with the introduction, but our university has around 1,000 staff members, and we have two campuses, one in the downtown of Ho Chi Minh City and another one in the suburb area, which is now another big city of Ho Chi Minh City. So we have both campuses in the same city. Going back to the two questions raised by the program, how does your institution approach learning about AI and learning with AI? So for the first question, it is really limited at our institution. We are not going to present everything. However, just a few snapshots about our university. So like, for example, during this year, we organized a number of seminar and not yet conferences, but some seminar in collaboration with University of Science. And we also invite some other professor from University of Technology, University of Informatics and Technology to share more about the use of AI, and especially we are trying to look into how AI can be applied in social sciences and humanities. And when we organize these events, we receive good attention and support from the VNU SCM Chancellor and the Board of Chancellor. And the speaker have already shared with our faculty member a number of interesting things in that kind of seminar. So on the screen, you can see our chancellor already share his interest, his encouragement about the use, the awareness among the staff member in using AI. We have other research projects related to AI, like the application of AI or virtual reality in tourism. But of course, the idea of AI is not really fully explored in the context of our institution. We have a lot of dilemma and concern about the research, the ethical issue when it comes to AI used in the teaching and learning, especially that affect the way we look at the ethical issue in research as well in our teaching and training. So that is one of our concerns, and that coincides with some of the questions raised by the participant a while ago. We have some other project working with the professor from University of Science on the application of AI in museum, in tourism, in library science at our university, as well as in some project like archaeology or some Hinduism study, doing some research on scanning, on using such kind of relic from the old time to protect such a thing and put it together in the museum of our university. So given that we have limited, like application of AI in social sciences and humanity. Khan and I, together with one of our teaching staff, he's also here attending with us, Mr. Tuấn, he's also accompanying us here. We think of the way to promote the awareness, maybe the using of the positive side of the AI in teaching and learning at our institution through a kind of project, learning with AI. And that's why we come up with the idea of designing the AI training program. Actually, a year ago, we already proposed this idea to our university president. However, in carrying it out, we still have some kind of obstacle to deal with. So we aim to design a kind of AI training program for faculty and staff in social sciences and humanity. In order to leverage AI for the disciplinary strength, as well as to personalize learning and improve outcomes to our context of social sciences. These are the rationale why we are thinking of this program. So we also expect to, through this kind of program, to help our faculty development and the efficiency. Maybe we try to maximize the use of AI in helping the teacher or to free up the faculty time by using AI for grading, for example. Of course, we have the different kind of the automatic grading and embedded in the our MS system. But of course, we think that there are more space for us to apply in the teaching and the learning, or in data analysis, or for the administrative tasks as well. So together with that, we have two more aims to promote the innovation and research excellence in our campus, as well as maintain a kind of competitive edge in the field, especially in the context of Vietnam. We have come up with a few specific aims of our intended program, our proposed program, like enhancing the pedagogy among our teaching staff. We raise the awareness of the faculty and staff in social sciences and humanity in the use of AI. And particularly, we have already devices to detect the use of AI cheating software here and there in the teaching and learning, but it is not really a kind of big program, a few selected experience from our staff member. And we hope we can create kind of discussion space for further discussing on insight for AI use, as well as to identify and evaluate the AI tool for their courses, or integrate AI effectively into the teaching and the research practices at our university. And finally, we hope to foster a culture of responsible AI use in education. So we do believe that 6 specific aims here can be achieved in our program. Maybe I'm not sure yet, because it all depends on the budget as well. So in terms of the program content, we hope we can focus on what we can do to help the people understand the AI and its potential in the social sciences and humanity, as well as integrating AI into the teaching and the research practices, as we mentioned earlier, by coming up with some kind of AI power tool, or applying AI power tool or technology that are directed or relevant to social sciences and humanity field. And we hope to explore ways to harmoniously incorporate these AI tools in the existing curricular framework or the ongoing research approaches. Meanwhile, we can really analyze the technical capabilities as well as resources required to integrate AI within the USSH, meaning our institution. So regarding this, I think that we would mainly focus on such a thing. And we do hope that more collaboration needed, not only from our institution and the member institution of the VNU, but I do believe that even we may have some kind of experience sharing from other country in the ASEAN or the ISAF. And then we hope to learn more from our peer, our partner. So that's the reason why we don't think that we can really answer the second question successfully, because in terms of literacy, right now at the awareness level, but we really want to raise more awareness among our faculty and staff member regarding the use of this. All right. So by this slide, we would like to say thank you so much for your attention. Maybe Khan and my colleagues will also share more when we have more questions or we have more to share.
Okay. So I have only one thing to add it from what Dr. Dũng has the crucial challenges for us, the teacher and students in social sciences and humanities, I think that is perception and the readiness of all teachers and also students in how we see about AI and application of AI, and also the ethical issues in education. I have a small application in my courses that our students use some app for their the ideas about a lesson plan, but they have the suggestion from AI generation, but they have a difficulty to evaluate what AI proposed and how to choose the best and how to adjust what proposed by AI to their lesson plan, their own lesson plan. I think that the critical thinking, the evaluation capacities, skills of a student when they use AI in their learning and also in their teaching aspects very important. As also there are our challenges.
Thank you, Khan. First of all, before we start the question and answer session, Dr. Dong Lei Huang, you mentioned about the AI literacy. However, we slightly changed the question a little bit. So we focused more on the aspects of AI instead of AI literacy. So we decided not to go into very specifics. So in that context, would you like to add anything? So instead of the question AI literacy, what aspects of AI is crucial in teacher education? Do you have any comments on that? So instead of specifics on AI literacy, if we were to think only about AI, different aspects of AI, do you have any comments?
I think that we've been thinking of the way the teacher and the student use AI for their classroom context. I remember one of the questions asking about challenges for the first presentation. I think that my concern is also the way the student learn. Like the professor from Thailand also share the case of her child. It seems that the kid tend to use AI a lot in their learning. So how can the teacher really raise the awareness or the way they apply AI in the class? The second point here is, I think, whatever we are teaching or we are helping, then the product by the student is important. The learning outcome is also important, but how can we detect if the student learning outcome here is supported by AI? And what if the AI just do everything instead of the student? Therefore, I don't know, and that is one of the ethical concern and dilemma. If we assign a student with some kind of assignment, and we just ask them to submit the paper by the end of the course, and then we have no other way to check if it is from AI or not. So that is still a big question. I have a kind of worry. Therefore, the way we assess the student in a new context should be more critical, should be more important. And from the perspective of an educator, I think there's need to be more research, as well as we should come up with some AI cheating detector or the like. Some of my colleagues from University of Technology, I think they have used some software or some kind of similar software to track whether the student cheat using AI. I think that is one of the big issues.
Thank you so much. I already see that Watsatri raised her hand, but before we go into Q&A, from this presentation, it's actually very meaningful for ASEF to hear that, currently there are, in your institution, the issue of AI in education is not fully explored, and there are dilemmas and concerns. So we hope that through participation in this project, you can contribute to the ongoing conversation, as well as hopefully address some of these dilemmas and concerns as well. Watsatri, would you like to ask your question?
Not very like ask the question, but maybe we almost the same in this situation. One thing that I would like to share to Vietnam and everyone that, like I have talked and asked several my colleagues about the, like AI. They know how to use the AI, especially for the generative AI. And one turning point is that if right now when they know the generative AI, they know how to use it. So they use it for everything. Like even like they cannot make any decision, they ask AI. So I give the feedback to my friend that, hey, you are human. Like we are professor. So we know what is right or wrong. But it's a very challenging one day, like college professor, like graduate from the university, we have a lot of research. And one day we can make decision. We just ask AI to make a decision. Yeah, I think almost the same thing that like Dr. Lee Hong Dong say that like this time we need the thing that we need to concern as a researcher, as a educator, we need to make sure that our student, our professor need to know that AI is a tool, support us, not like like lead us, especially for decision or even the design the course syllabus, design the lesson. They just support us, and we need to act like I am the decision maker, not the AI the decision maker. Yeah, I think this is the same issue, I think, in Thailand right now, but not a big deal, but starting point. Yeah, so I agree with the presentation.
Thank you, Watsatri. And there are some comments for you in the chat box as well who agree with your point. Perhaps you can check it out.
Oh.
And you exactly, raised the question where, I also had questions about this issue to our colleagues from Hungary. So I will raise the question now. Ledong, you were also talking about the issues related to assessment, right? And in your presentation, Laura, you mentioned that at the University of Chopron, currently you have a transnational platform where you are, through this program, you are trying to understand best practices when it comes to AI in education, analyzing what's going on, and then gathering feedback, if I understood correctly. I said you were nodding no, so would you like to clarify?
So no, this is the plan. So
Plan,
it's not,
okay.
it doesn't exist at this point.
But you are
so we are setting up the digital pedagogy methodological center in this month.
Mm-hmm.
And within ASEF collaboration, we invite other experts, other universities to join us to develop this a artificial intelligence educational platform where we can collect best practices in teaching and learning and analyze the needs, what else we need to collect, get feedback from students and staff. So for this task, we invite experts from ASEF to work together with us.
Thank you so much for clarifying. So, so my question related to that was, you mentioned about best practices, but are you also considering these current issues faced by a lot of educators when it comes to assessment? Students or learners using AI for everything, and educators not being able to kind of, find ways to really, do the assessment process in a way where currently there is lack of understanding and support in terms of what is done by AI and what is not done by AI, but actually done by the students. Are you looking into this angle as well?
So what I imagine in my head is for the collaboration is that with interesting experts, we can run a survey in the ASEF collaboration ClassNet, and we can identify actually what information we should collect and store on the artificial intelligence platform. So like we can develop guidelines together. So it all depends on the survey. So what we need in this team.
Thank you. My next question is for Ariana. You mentioned about, you have a very strong opinion about, use of AI in applied linguistics. And of course, we can see that currently a lot of language learning is happening through app. I myself use a lot of language learning apps as well. But you mentioned that there is a great potential and you believe in the potential. May I ask if this potential is because you have already seen that there is already a great learning outcome for your students, or is because in a way currently, the AI-driven language learning tools are becoming more and more common in the use of teaching and learning language. So is your, position driven by the ongoing, use, or you have actually, gather data and feedback from your students, and then you believe that AI will be great for using language learning? Because the way, the reason I'm asking for it, a lot of the educators we interacted to have very critical views on AI. They believe that it has potential, but they also have very strong views in terms of AI not being a great tool when it comes to learning yet. You are on mute, Ariana.
Can I say something?
Sorry.
Would you like to add to this question, Dongle?
Yeah, I just like to add to Laura's idea in terms of the collaboration, because actually I also come from the English language education, and I believe that I'm really interested in what Laura have mentioned a while ago regarding the application of AI in language learning, and I think that's help actually. And even in terms of administrative tasks, like one of the idea that I mentioned in our project is to use AI to support the learner, to support the teacher, to support the campus or facility management. For example, that would help the tourists coming to our campus. They may look for some kind of information or thing and this and that. And the AI can help providing such kind of information why nobody would be present there for the support. So I think that in terms of language learning, language use, in terms of the application of AI in the applied linguistics, I think that really feasible, and we may continue exploring such, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Lidong. Would you like to comment on this, Laura, since it was directed to you?
I think that Ariana can actually answer this question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much for the questions. I mean, for the first two questions, both. The answer is both. I mean that it is also a kind of a trend as I've mentioned in the quotation, that everything will be AI based. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't really avoid that. So I think that it's better if we observe it in a critical way. And I think that so first of all, this is a trend, and that is the future actually. And then another thing is that I think that students do use it even without knowing it. And I know knowing our students, I think that they are quite open to new things, to new tools as well. They are sometimes better than teachers in using these tools. And I think that there's a kind of a potential concerning students as well. I mean that involving students into our projects. So, so I think that we can do something new, and we can open something. We can initiate something with AI. And sorry about the second question from the Vietnamese colleague. Could you please repeat it?
Dongle, would you like to repeat the question or the comments?
The question from the Vietnamese colleague.
Laura raised her hand. Perhaps Laura would like to respond.
So no, I just wanted to clarify something, but to Ariana, that it was an offer to collaborate on this research. What you started. The Vietnamese colleague also is interested in this because he's a linguist as well. So the clarification is that actually what we are offering, so two types of collaborations. The bigger type of collaboration is the artificial intelligence education platform, where we can collect all types of good practices in teaching and learning. And the other specific collaboration that's based on linguistics, applied linguistics, that's done by Ariana. Of course, that all the findings can be published at the platform. So I saw that maybe this is not clear, that we're offering two things.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Ariana, you would like to comment on the cooperation with the Vietnamese partner.
Actually, I'm very happy
to ask a question from the Vietnamese.
I'm very happy, Laura, also for your clarification. Thank you very much, because that's really there are two things. So the practical thing is one of them, and the other is the theoretical, and I mean that academic, scientific background behind what we were talking about. And then, to the Vietnamese colleague, I just like to add that I'm very happy that, because actually originally I came here into this project and into this group with the not so hidden idea of finding like-minded linguists, applied linguists in this platform and in this forum, and I'd be very happy if we could meet. If there are no real distances. At the age of AI and at the age of computers. So I do hope that we can do something, and I do hope that our very, very short, very limited survey could be a kind of springboard to our more extended and more elaborated research, which could be published, that could be dug deeper into. So I have very positive answers to both Laura and our colleague to Vietnam. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Laura and Dongle. I already see partnerships forming and a new initiative beginning on AI and education. So on that note, just a quick highlight. Next week we will get back to you on already initiating the planning for the proposal. So thank you for already indicating some of the projects that you want to propose and collaborations that you want to initiate. Let's see if there are any more questions. I see some comments on the chat box. Any other colleagues? I see that already Nahid raised his hand, and Laura, I think you just commented, so I guess it's from before.
No, I have a question for the
you already have? Okay, sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. I agree with all what you said. And I would like to ask you actually that this is a fantastic idea to develop an artificial intelligence training for staff and students, but you especially highlighted social sciences. And I wonder that can it be extended to like a more general level? So not only for social sciences and humanities, but in general to developing a training together for staff and students, how to use artificial intelligence in teaching and learning, because that would be of great help for everyone.
Lidong, would you like to respond to this?
Yeah, I think that's very good idea. Just because we are thinking of whether we should expand it or not, because I'm afraid of the resources, right? But basically, our intention is to support the teacher and the student, right? But because our university just mainly focus on social sciences, but I do believe that this is not only for our major, our discipline, but maybe for the other as well. So hopefully that can help, and that can be help as well.
If I may comment on this, and perhaps our participants, they can also comment as well. I think it's good that you are focusing specifically on one subject. However, for AI and education, I believe that certain aspects, whether it's ethical, when it comes to learning and how the type of tools used, there are some, I think, transferable insights across subjects like math, science, and, language as well. So maybe that angle would be a common ground to collaborate together. So perhaps you can think about it as well. And if anybody has any comments on this, please feel free to type in the chat box, or just you can raise your hand and then we can hear from you. Nahid, I see that your hand is raised. Do you have a question, or it was from before? If you don't mind, maybe you can unmute yourself and then speak.
Thank you, Jyoti. Am I audible?
Yes.
I'd like to make a comment about the assessment system, as you
Okay.
and this year, early, maybe 2 months back, I participated in a conference, and it also the hot area of those presentation are on use of AI, and also the practice of teaching in multilingual context. Here, what I would like to say, to think about the use of AI in the assessment. Many teachers and experts believe that AI is encouraging cheating in the exam, and what we know, cheating was there in the past as well. This is not a new thing. But what we can do, we need to rethink about our assessment system and the way we assess our students. And from one presentation, I got the idea that instead of focusing more on creativity of Bloom taxonomy, we can focus more on, evaluating skills. How can we encourage the student to evaluate? But what we think that, of course, there are some disadvantages and a number of advantages of using AI. But considering some of the drawbacks, we can't take it aside. So we can more think about the way we assess our students, whether we can apply some new techniques to assess our students or not. So I think we can work on this issue as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nahid. Anyone would like to comment on this? Okay. Thank you, Nahid. I think we are all thinking about some of the insights that you shared, and hopefully in this group, as you embark on proposing the projects and then work together in teams, some of these issues can be raised, and then have more concrete discussions to find common grounds, as well as find differences and similarities to address different types of concerns that currently exist. I see that there is a question from our Singaporean colleague, Daiwe. So you mentioned about that you were intrigued by a proposed project. So I think it's to Ariana and Laura. And then, so Daihui wants to know, referring to one of your aim of enhancing pedagogy, I'm curious whether there might be any specific pedagogy we're looking to enhance. Daihui, would you like to clarify if I misunderstood the question?
Thank you, Jyoti. Yeah, actually, I was referring to the sharing by our Vietnamese colleagues because I was intrigued by one of the aims of the proposed project of enhancing pedagogy.
One of the 6 aims, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
because I'm a teacher trainer, so pedagogy excellence is the big thing for me. So I'm curious, right? And I would like to find out from the colleagues in Vietnam whether you have any specific pedagogy in mind that you're looking to enhance with the help of AI. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, that helped me a lot in rethinking of the specific pedagogy. Actually, when we come up with that, I think that this is just to enhance the teacher pedagogy, like especially like the assessment of the student. Therefore, we are thinking of it so that we can alleviate the teacher time, helping them having more time to relax, maybe by the assistance of AI in the detecting, in the marking of the paper, or in the way the AI can really help. So it doesn't mean that we already have it in mind, but it doesn't mean that it is totally new. Maybe when we work together with the AI scientists from University of Science, then he may think of some other way. So this is just our initial idea in order to yeah, in order for us to think of. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Yeah, that's certainly an area I'm looking at as well, which is grading students' work and giving quality feedback, as well as surfacing misconceptions of students with the help of AI tools. Yeah, look forward to working and learning from you in future. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the other participants who haven't spoken yet? I don't see any other hands raised, so I think that's it for today. Let me quickly share my screen very quickly to share with you what's coming next, and then we can conclude the session. Can you see Renji now?
Yes. Starting.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's good now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So today, let's first focus on the fact that we had such an interactive session. So thank you so much for our colleagues from Hungary, from the University of Sopron, for highlighting your views as well as what's happening at the institutional level, and also to our colleague from Vietnam, from the University of Social Sciences and Humanities based at National University in Ho Chi Minh City. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your views as well as to respond to the questions from participants. Hopefully, at the project proposal development phase, there will be some great proposals, and then there will be more opportunities for everyone to collaborate with each other. Thank you again. With this, we have the 4th round of individual presentation next week on Friday, 28th of June. There has been a little bit of changes with speakers. So I will update the calendar invite that I sent you as well. So from Asia, for next week, we have from our colleagues from Myanmar, and then from Philippines and Singapore. Daihui, thank you. You were here already, so you know, to prepare for next week. And then also our colleague from Slovenia who missed the earlier slot, so he will be presenting as well. So with this, we thank you, and then hopefully you all will have a lovely weekend and a nice Friday evening, day and evening, if you are in Europe, and if you're in Asia, a very lovely evening as well. Thank you so much again, and we look forward to seeing you next for the round 4 individual presentation next week.